When war breaks out in Iran, most people see missiles, military strategy, and political confrontation, but that is only the surface. Underneath the conflict is something every nation, every company, and every family depends upon: energy. Energy. The war may be thousands of miles away, but the consequences can reach your fuel tank, your electric bill, your grocery store, and the technology powering your future. Welcome to the Watt Hour. I'm William Hadala. Today we look at the war behind the war. Chapter 1, the narrow passage that moves the world. At the center of this crisis is one of the most strategically important waterways on Earth. The Strait of Hormuz is narrow enough to appear almost insignificant on a world map, but enormous volumes of oil and liquefied natural gas pass through it. In 2024, roughly 20 million barrels of oil per day moved through the strait, about 1/5 of global consumption. About 1/5 of global LNG trade also passes through the region. That means a conflict affecting one narrow shipping corridor can influence prices far beyond the Middle East. When shipping slows, insurers raise rates. When supply becomes uncertain, traders price in risk. When fuel becomes more expensive, transportation becomes more expensive. And when transportation becomes more expensive, the price of almost everything rises. The weapon is not always the missile. Sometimes it is uncertainty. Chapter 2, Why Energy Shocks Reach Everyone. Oil is not just gasoline. It moves freight, it powers aircraft, it supports agriculture, shipping, and construction. It is also embedded in products people rarely connect with energy, from chemicals and plastics to fertilizers and medicines. And when energy prices rise, the burden is not distributed equally. A wealthy household may notice higher prices. A struggling household may have to choose between fuel, food, and rent. That is one reason energy security is not merely an industry issue. It is a human issue. Countries with limited financial reserves can be hit even harder. They pay more for imported fuel and food while already carrying debt. The same energy shock can be an inconvenience for one person and a crisis for another. Chapter 3, the electrification paradox. The answer seems obvious. Electrify everything: cars, factories, aviation, defense platforms, infrastructure, and increasingly AI. But electrification does not eliminate energy demand, it relocates it. Instead of consuming fuel directly in machines, the burden moves on to power plants, transmission lines, and batteries. The IEA reported that data center electricity demand rose 17% in 2025. Projections show electricity generation serving data centers will rise from 460 terawatt hours in 2024 to more than 1,000 by 2030. This is the paradox. The world is trying to reduce its vulnerability to fossil fuel shocks while simultaneously creating an enormous new appetite for electricity. Chapter 4, Alternative energy is not a single technology. This is where the conversation often becomes dishonest. Both extreme positions ignore reality. Oil and natural gas remain deeply embedded in transportation and global trade, but dependence on concentrated fuel supplies and vulnerable routes creates strategic risk. The solution is building a diversified energy system: nuclear, solar, wind, hydropower, geothermal, storage, modern transmission, and microgrids. Diversification is the key to reliability. Chapter 5, the new dependency, critical minerals. Here's the part many miss. Escaping oil dependence can create a different kind of dependence. Electric vehicles need batteries, grids need copper, motors and generators need permanent magnets, defense systems need specialized materials. Demand for lithium rose nearly 30% in 2024, driven by EVs and battery storage. These materials must be discovered, permitted, mined, and processed. If handled irresponsibly, we could reduce emissions in one location while exporting environmental damage elsewhere. That's not responsible. It's outsourcing consequences. Chapter 6, rare earths are not the same as battery materials. There is another distinction the public conversation often loses. Lithium is not a rare earth element. Neither are copper, nickel, or cobalt. Rare earths are a separate group used heavily in magnets, aerospace, and defense. Their supply chains can be highly concentrated, a serious economic and national security concern. So, the new resource race is not merely about owning minerals. It is about controlling the full chain from raw material to finished technology. Put up or shut up messaging applies here. Walk the floor. Chapter 7, The Have and the Have-Nots. This transition raises a moral question. Who benefits? Will electrification create cleaner, more reliable energy for billions? Or will it create another divide? Will the smartest machines receive reliable electricity while families still live without dependable power? A technology transition is not automatically a just transition. Justice depends on design. Chapter 8, What Responsible Capitalism Should Look Like. This is where responsible capitalism matters. Capitalism can mobilize investment and scale technologies faster than centralized bureaucracies. Power is not support, power is strategy. But markets without accountability reward short-term extraction and neglect. The answer is not eliminating enterprise, it is demanding better enterprise, innovation with accountability, profit with stewardship, walk the floor at Vista, growth with responsibility, competition without corruption. Nations should not discover during a crisis that their entire future depends on one foreign supplier. Domestic manufacturing is the strategic bedrock. The war involving Iran may eventually end, but the warning will remain. Civilizations become vulnerable when too much depends on one fuel, one shipping lane, one country, or one fragile supply chain. Alternative energy is not merely an environmental project. It is an economic security project, a national security project, an industrial project, and ultimately a human project. The question is not whether the world will electrify. The question is whether we will build that future responsibly or repeat the same mistakes with different resources.